The Bellatrix is about to do research. For clean skin, get proactive. I love my skin. I've never had a product work the way proactive has. Our active vitamin C is happening to help clean your skin and help prevent breakouts. Go to proactive.com now to get consistently clear skin. Subscribe today for less than $1 a day at proactive.com. And for a limited time, get this free charcoal cleansing brush. Subscribe today for less than $1 a day at proactive.com and get this limited time offer.
All in, but on a budget. So do $1 your way menu at Burger King to help you stack that bread and less bacon. So try flamethrower bacon cheeseburger, chicken junior, fries, or a drink for just $1 each. So save that bacon and get it on your burger instead, because getting more for your buck at deep cave just hits different. The new $1 your way menu now at Burger King. Your way, or your way. With a new Burger King, you can a whole lot more. So what are you waiting for? Get popular connections to help you plan dessert. Now, here's your US. The new pizza free shipping, daily is new. So shopping online and get free in-store or curbside pickup right away.
We're for those who love to discover, who know an open mind is the only kind, who don't need to travel to find something new, who know where to escape, even just for a moment, who don't need a fortune to find a gem, and who know when you spend less, you can discover even more, and never ever stop discovering. Spend less, discover more at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. With Infinity Now, your tech stack comes to you. You can try one car one day and another the next. Because when you find the kind of luxury that fits you, you'll know. Experience luxury on your terms when you purchase a lease at New Infinity online with Infinity Now. Lease the 2021 Infinity QX50 for $379 a month at your local Infinity retailer. Mel Kiper Jr., he's got great hair and analysis. He has the 2021 mock draft hot off the presses, and this one really caught my eye. He has the Jets and Falcons making a deal with Atlanta trading up to get a quarterback at number two. That would be Zach Wilson. Well, the Jets sticking with Sam Darnold, and that's where I want to start with our draft guru, Mel Kiper Jr. Mel, good morning.
Good morning, Molly.
All right, now talk to me about the Jets going in a different direction other than quarterback in Atlanta, potentially moving up for Matt Ryan. This is juicy now.
And it is, and it's still always just John Watson talk out there, so things could be affected in that top 10 by any trades that do take place. Guys, I'm the Jets. I'm sticking with Sam Darnold. I'm not making that's what I call a sideways move to a Zach Wilson. I'm going to draft somebody, and by moving down, it can help Darnold. He hasn't had any of that. He hasn't had a Kyle Pitts, a great tight end who can move around and give him a tremendous weapon. Help out a young kid like Denzel Mims out of Baylor, second round pick last year, looked really good at times. So hey, when you look at the supporting cast that Sam's had, it's been bad. And now it's going to be a lot better with Kyle Pitts. You have a lot of draft choices in Jets too to be able to fix the offensive line, get a wide receiver to help out Pitts as well, add a running back, get a pass rusher, get a corner. A lot of areas that Joe Douglas GM has to fix and get better. And a great starting point would be Kyle Pitts, like I said, to help out Sam Darnold. I understand that, Mel Kiper Jr. Far be it for me to question your greatness, your expertise. You know I don't like to do that. At least not on weekdays. I like to call it in your show on Saturdays to do that. But listen, Kyle Pitts, I like him. He's the ball. I like what he did a little bit. But what I'm saying to you is this, Mel Kiper. If you're the New York Jets, you're trying to tell me you pass up a quarterback at number two to get a tight end? Come on, man. That doesn't seem to make any sense, Mel Kiper. Zach Wilson is all of a sudden John Elway. Zach had one great year. I like that. But let's face it, Sam Darnold 2 years ago was being talked like he was going to be a great quarterback. Everybody was destroying Josh Allen. And Sam Darnold was the one who was going to be spectacular. And no criticism of Sam. Sam had no chance because he's had to deal with the mono, other issues with the shoulder, and a terrible supporting cast in a division where Josh Allen really emerged because I handled it properly. They developed talent around him, okay? Add a Kyle Pitts to help Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs did, okay? Why not? Go get a Kyle Pitts. He's an enormous talent who can match up nightmare. So that would be the starting point to get Donald the better weapons to allow Sam to really emerge when he's fully healthy, fresh start, new people in place there, coaching staff. Why not Sam? I think Sam is a better quarterback than Zach Wilson. End of story. Wow. I don't know. You get to reset the rookie wage, come up with free agency. He hasn't really developed. You get more draft capital because you can trade him also. Whole lot of them. I get you, Max. I get about the money, but you have to obviously look at Sam and say, should any quarterback have a chance in this environment? Now with the minor, with the injury, and well, no, they did not. And this notion that all of a sudden I think Zach Wilson is better than Trevor Lawrence is ridiculous talk. I'm not even thinking about going there. I like Zach. I feel like Justin Fields ahead of Zach Wilson. To me, if I'm the Jets, I'm not giving up on Sam Darnold. I get this. With that, that's where I'm also like the Jets could potentially trade down, get Justin Fields, get more draft capital, and put a team around him right away on the restarting the rookie wage. Put a team around him right away with two firsts and more than you get from draft from the Darnold trade and extra picks next year. Why wouldn't they do that if Justin Fields would try? We don't know what Justin Fields will be. I know what Sam Darnold is. And he's like, well, I thought that's good. Well, I think he's shown enough to determine that he will be the guy to see what he can do and whether he deserves that second contract. I'm not all about the money, Matt. I think it's all about getting the right quarterback. And we don't know what these rookies can do. From 2009 to 2016, 22 quarterbacks won in the first round. None of was the team that drafted him. Wentz was the last one to go. And Wentz will still be an Eagle, but he's not. This league's gone crazy with quarterbacks. If you get a good one, you keep him. If you get a developing guy in Darnold, a developing guy, keep him rather than a young quarterback you know nothing about. So if they don't like, I hate Matt, I'm with you. If they don't like they don't like anybody. Joe Douglas, they feel like he's not the guy, fine. I'm saying personally what I would do, I would keep Sam, get Kyle Pitts, use those other draft groups to fill need areas, and be a much better football team that way. Who are you? See, are you listening to Mel Kiper Jr.? The patience, just the patience. Has New York not suffered enough? Here you are talking about enough. Listen, I like this. I like Now, you're telling me that I need to move down, grab the tight end in New York City, with the New York Jets. They won the Super Bowl since 1969. We got a coach in Adam J. St. John. He scored. He showed us that Brett Thomas looking high. All right, we know how bad it was under his stewardship over the last couple of years. And now here you are, Mel Kiper, telling us, wait a minute, you grab this guy and then you can just develop and we can start anew. What about the notion, Mel Kiper Jr., that guess what? You can be self-contaminated because of the situation that you were in over the last few years, that we might need to do with somebody new and not you because you're just a reclamation project right now because of the damage that was inflicted upon you. What about that? Not buying anything for this reason. Sam Darnold is not broken because of anything except count around him and the injury to Mono. He's competitive. He wants to prove that that is wrong. He's a good friend with Josh Allen. He's a good guy. Hey, 2 years ago, they were back to Josh. He's terrible. He'll never be any good. And Sam is the man. Like, I think Sam still can be the man. And to your point about Kyle Pitts, don't just say, he's a tight end. He's everything. He's a receiver, tight end, he's a receiving entity. He's a great player. You're giving up the second best player in this draft to make a 5-way through the quarterback with Zach Wilson.
82 grams to pound.
Okay?
82 grams is equal to 0.181 pounds.
The part company with Sam threw Kyle Pitts. I would rather keep Sam, make the move, get Kyle Pitts. I think he's going to be spectacular on this league. Who would the DC without Travis Kelce? Okay, Travis Kelce's a tight end. You can do a lot of things. That's just a tight end. That's what Kyle Pitts can become.
No, I want to get on real quick. We don't have a lot of time. What was interesting to me was the Patriots trading up to 9 and grabbing Trey Lance. That's really interesting to me. You know, not playing against the best competition, but get rid of the ball quick and doesn't turn the ball over. That is a delicate kind of quarterback, and he's dynamic.
Great talent, Max, and that's what you're rolling the dice on. One start this year, it was not impressive throwing the ball. It was 50% against Central Arkansas. He only has started 17 games in his career. He's only 20 years of age. Arguably the youngest player in this draft. He beat a lot of teams at the 1AA level with his legs, okay? Arm is outstanding. I think the accuracy at times is a little off, but that can improve in the NFL. Level of competition, obviously a concern. I wish he would have played the full year. What's in that opportunity? He played the one game, but I think Trey Lance has got to roll the dice on in terms of talent. And where he could have been with another year, he might have been the number 1 pick in the 2022 draft.
I know this much. I mean, all I got to think about is Carson Wentz in the year that he just had in North Dakota State. I'm not sure. Talk to me real quick about Matt Jones. I mean, I watched this dude win a national title. I mean, he's got some skills at quarterback. How come Bill Belichick would take somebody like him? Would he be going already in the estimation?
Add him at 8 to Carolina. Matt will have him at the Senior Bowl. I thought about having New England jump over Carolina and Tatum didn't make that move, but you're right. The Belichick Saban connection is real. Mac Jones is what Brady was. Now, he's not going to be Brady, but he's that type of quarterback style-wise. So I think certainly what you say, Max and Stephen A. makes sense. Mac Jones to New England could be a strong possibility. Like I said, Carolina's going to get a quarterback, and Matt will have him in Mojo that week.
Nick Saban told me, Nick Saban, I got to talk to Nick Saban. I'm talking Molly. I got to talk to Nick Saban about what we're going to do about Matt Jones. But Alabama has to represent. That's all.
Yeah, and let's not forget, guys, the Patriots were the team most impacted by opt-outs. They had 8 players who opted out last season, most in the NFL. And before we let you go, Mel, I find it interesting. 9 offensive players, your first 9 picks. That'd be the first time that ever happened in the common draft era. Wait till you hear what Louis Riddle predicted former coach Bill Belichick is about to do. Plus, John Watson and Chi-Town are the fellas into it. We get you to watch the future in just a moment. This is First Take.
Your mainland. Aloha. My brother and I hear that most of the only disabled people you call it. No. Maybe you don't have to get on the phone. Hold on, my brother. There's that home I know what we call this. Oh, no, what was that? One life, right? On a broom, on a home. Wow.
Wow, that's a little tight.
What? Ooh, little price.
You're so good at low prices.
Yeah, that's a low price.
No, low price.
Come on,
Low price.
it's a low price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
The farmers, we know it's energy because we've seen it energy. Like how nice it is to switch and save on your auto policy. But it's even nicer knowing that if this happens, or if this happens, or this. Hey John, how you doing, man? So at 9 a.m. they sent a message out saying they postponed it to 12 p.m. and now they sent out a message saying they're postponing it indefinitely. Uh, I think they're just trying to hype this up. I have no idea, but it's not going down, man.
Limitless possibilities. The Vogue Year 2021 Nissan Kicks. For clean skin, get proactive. I love my skin. I've never had a product work me the way proactive has. Active vitamin C is happening to help clean your skin and help your bones.
Now they're saying
Proactive.com
it,
now.
they're dropping it tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
For less than $1 a day at proactive.com. And for limited time, get this free charcoal cleansing brush. Subscribe today for less than $1 a day at proactive.com and get this limited time offer.
The biggest fish sandwich of your life. Two of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meat. Smell irresistible. New act. Freezing cold. Blazing heat. Rain extreme safe from microwave, even when to withstand the most extreme conditions. Humans conditions. If rain extreme safe from microwave survives this condition, it will last yours. Rain outsmart the elements. Find Rain silicone wipers at your retailers. It's NBA on ABC. Mavs Nets and Clippers Bucks on ABC. Stephanie Schwartz. What's up, bud? What's up?
Here's this week's NBA Saturday Primetime Matchup presented by AT&T, 5 p.m. ABC and the Internet. Look at the matchup, and yes, there's this from Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. Our coverage begins with NBA Countdown, 8 Eastern, Maria, Jalen, J. Will, and Paul Pierce. You know what it is? We got a jam-packed second hour first pitch coming your way. Should it be Bill Belichick versus everybody this upcoming season as he rebuilds the Patriots roster? Front office insider Luke Riddick will join us for that. Plus, would Sean Watson and the Chicago Bears be a perfect fit? Excuse me, and that's on the opposite side of this debate. Surprise, surprise. And to give the Lake Shore pass for last night's 25-point beatdown at the hands of the Jazz. Big Perk can't wait to get at the fellas on this one. Second hour first take. Limitless possibilities. The Mojo 2021 Nissan Fit.
Dear mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear that most of you only disable your phones when you fly. You call it airplane mode. But maybe you don't have to get on a plane to get away, yeah? Allow my brother to finish. You know what we call this? Corner mode. One life, right? Maha. Corner Bruni. Corner Ho.
I just want clear skin. Tried so-called super creams. I even tried half my kitchen on my face. And did any of that work? Nope. Then I found Proactive.com. They have 3 different systems with clinically proven ingredients and tested by dermatologists that got my skin clear and their skin too. They have a simple 3-step system designed for you. Subscribe today, just free at Proactive.com and get this free charcoal brush. Subscribe today for less than $1 a day. Risk free at Proactive.com.
Did you know, guys, they could save you hundreds on car insurance anymore? So what are you waiting for? Captain A has to help you find a parking spot.
Merciful! Loading zone. To the north, I'm locked with every places as big as whales.
Let's finish this. Wait, I know what you're thinking, but the story is different.
On March 5th,
Our land's looking at war. Ready the royal army for my father's command. I won't let you down. I'm gonna help you out best. My girl Ryan and I are gonna fix the world. I wanna help you.
right in the last dragon, with peaches and Peters for 41 plus with some access. March 5th. How hard is it to get the crispy, flaky fish? Depends on how picky you are and what costs you $6. Arby's fish sandwiches are now 2 for $6 and part of Arby's everyday value. Arby's, we have the meat. Smell irresistible. U.S.
Kiwi medicine, essential for communities, but maybe not for people with certain inflammatory conditions, because there are options. Early injection, Zyrtec, the first and only pill of its kind that treats moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, and moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. Branded medicines have not helped enough. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Tell your doctor if you have hepatitis B or C, but flu-like symptoms or are prone to infections. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers, including lymphoma, and blood clots have happened. Taking a higher than recommended dose of Xeljanz for RA may increase risk of death. Tears in the stomach or intestines and serious allergic reactions have happened. You need it. Fine for some things. But for you, there's a pill that may provide symptom relief. Ask your doctor about the pill first prescribed for RA more than 7 years ago. Xeljanz, an injection.
Missing the playoffs, being Tom Brady Super Bowl, having people doubt him now. Having not having a franchise quarterback on the contract, people say, well, it's more prominent with you and that whole damn debate. I don't care how many Super Bowls he's played or how many he's won. I promise you, he is sitting somewhere right now going, okay, what I would guess he has now this year, I'll bet he comes out firing in a way you haven't seen in a long time.
There he is, Louis Riddick making bold predictions. Bill Belichick versus everybody. I'm with it. Stephen A., do you agree with Louis here that Bill's going to go sports first?
No, I think that he'll have that kind of attitude. He's Bill Belichick and he's great, but it don't mean a damn thing if he don't have a football. Louis Riddick can sit up there and talk about Bill Belichick all he wants to with the 8 championships and 6 as a head coach. You understand? But last time I checked, Bill Belichick can't go out on the field, stand, kneel behind center, drop back, and throw the damn football from the quarterback position. He has to hope somebody can do it for him. Now, Bill Belichick being the genius that he is, and no one would dare question that. His coaching resume speaks for itself, and I would never try to impugn that because he's phenomenal. But the bottom line is that you can put dudes in the right place to win all the time. They've got to execute. Who's going to execute? That's the question mark. I'm quite sure Bill Belichick sees things before they do. Doesn't matter. Can't stop them from seeing what they see. Can't stop them from doing what they do. You can do your best, but ultimately it doesn't work. Now, obviously, when we look at the Patriots last year, we had 8 dudes that called out for the season because of COVID-19. They didn't want to participate. And I think that had a devastating impact, which is why I think that Bill Belichick did a damn good job last year. And he's not to be, he's not to be insulted in any way. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is this. I don't want to hear about Bill Belichick and Porter. You mad. You mad. Well, hell, when have you looked at him? I don't recall Bill Belichick looking happy much. Okay? Unless it's on Championship Sunday after winning the Super Bowl. That day, but all of those days preceding that day, he never looked happy any damn way. So what Louis Riddick is saying doesn't mean much to anybody else. Bill Belichick always looks that way. He always looks like he's ready to go sports first. He always looks motivated and unhappy and a bit truculent and acerbic and all of those other words that you want to throw. It don't make a damn bit of difference. At the end of the day, that man needs a quarterback. He needs a quarterback, and the GM that's Bill Belichick needs to get whatever quarterback he chooses weapons to actually throw the football to. That's what he needs. All that sports earth stuff don't mean nothing. Don't mean a thing. Well, I agree about the quarterback because the league has favored quarterbacks in the passing game to the point where it's a little less about coaching and a little more about talent than it used to be, I think, in the NFL, especially on offense. But I'm with Louis Riddick on this one. Luke, I'm with you. Bill Belichick, first of all, look what he was working with last year. 8 guys off the team to start the season who opted out because of COVID, including Hightower and Chung. Gilmore missed a bunch of games. These are the best defensive players they got. I didn't have anything on offense. Name one offensive player that the Patriots had that another team would want to start on their team. Name one guy, any tight end or wideout to be like, hey, I want that guy. Or running back. Not a single guy. So they had nothing on offense. And now, they have a quarterback rehabbing off a catastrophic injury who just missed a year. And Stephen A., you religiously say, but not a thrower of the football really ever at an elite level, right? With that dude, he himself got COVID. So now you got a new quarterback in a totally new system, the exact opposite of the guy you just had, rehabbing from an injury, missed a year, now learn a new system, and you can't practice. You're missing your whole defense, and you can't practice. And then that dude gets COVID. So now you got to not only miss the quarterback, and it lingers, right, the effect of COVID on his play, but you got to shut down the facility. You can't even walk through stuff. It's impossible. Now, Lewis, in spite of all this, the reason I'm with you, they won 7 games. They beat the Ravens. They beat Arizona. They beat the Raiders. They beat Miami. They came a play away from beating Buffalo and a play away from beating Seattle. So yes, do I think given a full preseason, given another year to get it together without opt-outs, Bill Belichick is going to come back and have a great year? Yes, I do. Yeah, look, I think early on this past season, he understood. He saw what the writing on the wall was going to be. And whereas he was never coaching to just get through this season, I think he also understood that 2021 is when he was going to make his return, where he was going to have a bunch of cap space. He knew that he had to address quarterback, but he knew then he could kind of really restock the coverage for his football football series. And I can tell you this, late in the season, talking to him during Monday night production meetings, there was a palpable sense of just frustration and disgust at how he wasn't able to get his team to play the way he was accustomed to getting to play. And I've heard that. I've heard that sound in his voice before. I heard it when I was sitting in the amphitheater in Cleveland, in Berea, in the football facility when we weren't playing up to our potential. And I know how he comes out firing and with a unique sense of urgency when he's feeling that way. Now, Stephen A., you're right. It isn't going to matter unless he doesn't have any just the quarterback position. And this is where I think you're going to see a change. And this isn't him saying it. This is really just predicting it. So that kind of forecasting it. I think you're going to see a change with which he approaches this offseason with a greater sense of urgency instead of sitting back and letting everything come to him, which is what he has had the liberty of doing, given the fact that he is who he is. They've had the success that they've had, and people basically said, well, if you want to win championships, you put in New England. I don't think anybody necessarily looks at it that way anymore, especially with number 12 not being here anymore. I think you're going to see a different approach as far as I'm going to be much more aggressive now. And number one, I know I got to take care of this quarterback position. And I know I've got to get up some wide out on the perimeter. And this is the perfect year to do it. Number one is Daisy, and number two is Jeff. And I see you doing that. I see out of the corner of my eye. I see you sitting there looking like this. All I'm saying is this. His approach is going to be different. Oh, let me finish this. His approach is going to be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be much more aggressive. And Max, as you point out, look, with the roster that was just depleted last year, he still has people on the rope. Over and over again, until late in the season where he just couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. He couldn't do it with broken nails anymore. It's going to be a big year for him. It's going to be a big year. Fine. It's going to be a big year. Let me talk to you about something, Mississippi Dale. No, I didn't say a big year. I said a big year. Let me talk to you about something. I got you a big year. A big year. Let me talk to you about something, Mississippi Dale, all right? Yeah. Smooth daddy, got the collar open, you macking. I got it. And you been clearly you were telling a little bit too much. Now, I thought you did a fantastic job on Monday Night Football, but clearly you were telling a little bit too much when it came to Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick sat back and let things come to him. Bill Belichick sat back and said, let me just let things come to me. Stop. You missed the context with which I said that, Stephen A. You missed the context with which I just said that. In the off-season, Bill plays the patient game. He plays the long game better than anybody. He always has. But this year, the coach is going to have to be wide receiver. You know what? Playing wide receiver. Okay. True. Okay. Well, I'm saying. Okay. Listen. I'm saying overall, he plays the long game better than everyone because of the fact that he doesn't like to delve into free agency for 24, 48 hours. He understands that the time with which you make these transactions is critical. First 24 to 48 hours, players have all the leverage. That's where the work deals are made. I think Bill's going to be a player early on. I think it's going to be one of these situations where he's going to have to be aggressive and recruit and get people to come to New England and not have people just saying, you know what, if we want to win, what I'm saying is I think the approach is going to be much different. Are you willing to admit that Bill Belichick, the GM, not the coach, not the great coach, Bill Belichick, the GM, has been subpar. Bill Belichick, the GM, has dropped the ball. Are you willing to admit that? And maybe it wasn't because he laid back. Maybe because it was arrogant, because he's like, damn it, I'm Bill Belichick. This ain't about Tom Brady. I know what I'm doing. Is that possible? You know what? I think that's entirely possible. I think it's entirely possible that, you know what, hey, look, this is a guy who's won everything there is to win in football. There's no question, I think, that at some point in time, I'm sure he's a human being. I'm sure he feels as though, look, I've seen it all. I've had the answers to it all. And maybe he did drop it down a gear or two to where it wasn't up to his normal standards. That's where I'm saying this. This year, the way it played out, the frustration I heard in his voice, his quarterback that he drafted, his program developed, they won all those championships together. Lee goes to a different organization. Everyone's saying, and look, it's pretty obvious right there in front of our face. This guy's having fun. This guy's living up, he's on boats. He's living in Derek Jeter's house. Bruce Arians is saying, I'm letting him coach. Tom's doing his own thing. And Bill's sitting there going, okay. So now everybody's going, well, maybe it wasn't Bill. Maybe we should go down here in Tampa and play with Tom. Hey, Tom is the one who's drafted. Tom's the one who decided that AB's coming back. This is the point, coming back. Zach Barrett's going to be there. Go ahead, Matt. Right. I'm saying he's going to come back. I'm going to come back to you. Go ahead, Matt. This is the point. The point is, whether you like it or not, Tom Brady set himself up in Tampa. No doubt he set himself up to succeed, left the cover bare for Belichick. Whatever. Tom Brady won the Super Bowl year one. He didn't make the NFC Championship. He won the Super Bowl. Went through Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes, won the Super Bowl. So now everyone's saying the Patriots. Yeah, he did. It's actually Tom Brady. And whether we like it or not, whether you think it's true or not, the fact of the matter remains. Bill Belichick's got something to prove right now. Bill Belichick's got something to go. He's nothing more to prove. Louis, you said it. He's seen it all. No. He's got something to prove. The greatest coach of all time has got something to prove. That hasn't been the case for in a very long time. Are y'all ready for this, Louis? May I impart some words of advice and wisdom to Bill Belichick? Can I do it, Louis? Would you allow me to do that? It's Bill Belichick watching. It's Bill Belichick watching. It's your show, man. Are you ready for this? Are y'all ready for this, y'all? Tom Brady goes to Tampa, right? He's got the roster. He's got beautiful sunshine weather. He's got no state income tax. Maybe, just maybe, somebody needs to advise Bill Belichick, Louis Riddick, that being a big, stoic and dare I say a little truculent at times or whatever, why are you asking people to come to Foxborough, Massachusetts, where blizzards are just as normal as anything else? Maybe, just maybe, Bill Belichick, dare I say, Matt Lewis, might need to modify his personality just that. Because instead of you saying, I'm Bill Belichick, and we the New England Patriots, and it's the Kraft family leading the way, maybe you need to think about bringing some sunshine to Foxborough and lighten it up a little bit. So Rob Gronkowski, because that's the key too. Remember, Rob Gronkowski was talking about it wasn't fun no more. He looked like he was having a lot of damn fun this last year in Tampa. Maybe, just maybe, Bill Belichick an old dog might need to be taught a few new tricks. Learn to enjoy life a little bit. And make sure those players do the same. Hey, can I say that's possible? Hey, you know what? I would some more horses. I'm talking about to get the horses. You know what? I will say this though, Stephen A. I will say this though, okay? Talking to him this year, he sounds different. Okay, this is a guy who right now, he obviously he knows he's much closer to the end of his career than he is to the beginning. And he's like I said, there's nothing for him to prove. But as Max says, there's something for him to prove. And I think this will be a comprehensive reevaluation of what he needs to do in today's age. Nick Saban told me this too. When I talked to Nick, and I've heard Nick talk about this as far as how he changed his recruiting process down there in Alabama. Because what he's saying, he's stuck on the same ball. They play for both. I know there's almost one mistake. All right? And Nick said this, in recruiting, I had to change the way I approach some of these kids. Because in today's day and age, it's what kids want to know about this. What's good for me first? Tell me how this helps me to come to Alabama. Tell me how this helps me. Don't damn all this team stuff down my throat. Tell me what Alabama can do for me. And then Nick said, you know what, that's fine. I'll sell that to you. So in the end, we're all going to benefit anyway when you buy into ultimately what you see that I can do for you. I think for Bill, although the professional role is different, I think the way in which he goes about recruiting certain players to come to his place because of the fact that Tampa Bay isn't Foxborough, we all know that. But I think players overall look at things much differently now. They value things a little bit differently now. And some of the shine has come off the Patriot way. I mean, that's obvious. So I think you're going to see his approach change both in terms of his aggressiveness and the way in which he recruits people. And I'll tell you this. I can't wait till 2021 training camp rolls around. You best believe this. I'm going to make that drive to Foxborough. I'm going to make that drive up there. I think this team is coming out fire. That's all. I give a damn about training camp. I give a damn about the team. You know what? I'm gonna pick them up on the way too.
You talk about resume, Stephen A. That man's got a resume too.
Yes, he does.
Let's bring it there. All right, Lou, appreciate you. Deshaun Watson in Chicago. We're gonna talk about that, fellas. How do you feel about that move? Do you like it? You're going to Watson's future in a hot second. And the Lakers lose again. What is going on? But should the purple and gold get a pass? Is it just injuries? We get into that in terms of questions. probably win 2021 refund gift.
The farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, like how nice it is to switch and save on your auto policy. But it's even nicer knowing whether this happens, or this happens, or this, or even this. We've seen and covered it. So call 1-800-FARMERS to switch your auto policy, and you could save another to $470. Get a quote today. We are farmers.
We got a wall. We don't about it.
As well.
Please squeeze into the moon that we can make it out.
Soft like a mile away, quick run. Yes, all those Wednesdays at 10 on FX, young streaming FX on Hulu.
My name is Raya. What touch you are? The world's broken. I know people are divided. The world is full of good people. Don't give up on them. It's our time to restore peace. And stop. Stay back.
Mario and the Last Dragon, written 2 years for order on Disney Plus with premiere access March 5th. Obviously, you start with the Disney Library burrito.
Travelers,
What like a bean burrito? We like you. And built their own $5 savings box. Only online or with the Taco Bell app.
I just want clear skin, so I so called super cream. I even tried half my kitchen on my face. And did any of that work? Nope. Then I found proactive.com. They have 3 different systems with clinically proven ingredients and tested by dermatologists and got my skin clear. And their skin too. They have a simple 3-step system designed for you. Subscribe today. Risk free at proactive.com and get this free trial plan. Subscribe today for less than $1 a day. Risk free at proactive.com.
Yes, here is good support. New app.
Deshaun Watson continues to be one of the most talked about quarterbacks in the NFL all season, and while there's not been much news about what will happen next, it's been frequently pondered on our airwaves that the Chicago Bears might be an ideal destination for the quarterback to end up. Matt, what do you think? Bears and Washington, good manage?
Yes, I think it's the right place. Where do I think Washington winds up? I think Miami if they want. I don't think anyone can compete with Miami with the package they can offer. I think the Bears are actually the best long-term play, and I'll tell you why. And I think why I brought this up like in the beginning of January The Chicago Bears and that fan base are as rabid as any football fan base in the world. Guys, let's remember, going back to the 80s, that Saturday Night Live thing, maybe it was the early 90s, right? The Bears, remember all that? That was in the middle of Michael Jordan's prime. He was three-peating every time you turned around. But all we could talk about in popular culture was the Bears because Chicago cares more about that than anything else. And anything. And this franchise, the Bears, look, the greatest team of all time, the '85 Bears, has never gotten quarterback right my entire life. I'm not from Chicago, but my entire life. But the Bears are crazy about football. They're one of the original football franchises, and the '85 Bears never gotten the quarterback right. Jake Cutler's probably like the third best quarterback they've ever had in my lifetime. Jake Cutler. They've never gotten it right. And they're Super Bowl stars. Even if you win a Super Bowl in Chicago, oh my God, it's a whole new level of like, it's the kind of icon you become in the American popular consciousness and sports consciousness. And then from Deshaun Watson's point, it's just like that's a huge incentive for Watson, you would think. He could become an icon unlike other players who are playing today if he could become a champion in Chicago. From Chicago's point of view, obviously, you want Deshaun Watson to get quarterback play, but you also get to run back that draft where you messed it up with Trubisky. You passed on Watson. No, you get Deshaun Watson back. If they get Deshaun Watson, they put a few offensive line pieces together, that team would be ready to win now with that defense. It makes a whole lot of sense.
I love Chicago's defense. It's a damn shame that they've been subjected to Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles over the last season or two. You wish that they were better offensively because that defense is real. It's just that the offense does nothing for you, and ultimately you get tied to being overexposed, having to be on the field to cover for the mistakes that they make or the inefficiencies that they put forth, and as a result, the defense suffers. I get that.
But you Deshaun Watson, you can't be thinking about going to another NFL. You can't be, don't even think about it. He's got a no trade clause. I mean, he's got a say in where the hell would you go. Listen, I like Allen Robinson. I do. David Montgomery is 1,000 yards left. He's not a Tyrese. All right, I get all of that. All right, these are not all world players, but they can ball. They can ball. They're respectable. It's too damn cold in Chicago to be going in there. Are you crazy? You can't be Deshaun Watson and go to the Windy City. Oh no. I was happy to know that Deshaun Watson watches me. He watches me on first day. He watches me on TV Network. He sees what I do. Listen, Deshaun Watson, do not think about going to Chicago. Last 7 minutes. Chicago is a marvelous city. I love Chicago. Chicago's been very, very good to me. I must admit, but I gotta tell you something. That's from you to the come on, October, all the way through May. It's too damn cold. You can't have Deshaun Watson going there. I mean, at Soldier Field, man, this man can actually throw a football, and that bad boy might wave into the fans. The wind might take it right there. It might take it right to Lake Michigan. You don't know that. You can't be in that kind of situation. You can't expose yourself to that. And you got options like Miami, potentially, San Francisco, potentially, even though that cold weather coming out of the bay is just but you got great whites and all of that stuff. I'm just saying, I'm thinking about New York, the capital of the world. I'm thinking about Miami. Miami's number one. That's the number one option. You can't have options like that or Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco with George Kittle and Deebo Samuels and those boys and decide to go to the Windy City and do that. If you go the hell away from Chicago, you're a quarterback, stay the hell away from Chicago. San Francisco's more ready to win. No argument there. And it's an excellent spot for Deshaun if he winds up there. No one can compete with Miami. Miami, no state income tax, warm weather, team that's ready to win, etc., etc., etc. Miami with that. So if you want to be an icon, unlike anyone else, go to Chicago.
You want to be an icon? You win rings.
This is the Utah.
Coached by the Jazz fellas. Well, as good perk, yeah, UConn, we win lots of rings. You know what it is, Mr. Smith? Do the Lakers deserve a pass and the type of Brad Stevens to be on the stay right here for steak. Limited possibilities. With boldly named 2021 Nissan Kick.
Excuse me. What year is it, please? Thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh, I just remembered. Hey,
Here's the gold killer call.
gold signature. Dear Mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear that most of you only disable your phones when you fly. You call it airplane mode. But maybe you don't have to get on a plane to get away, yeah? Allow my brother to demonstrate. You know what we call this? Kona mode. One life, right? Mahalo. Kona Bruce. Kona home.
I just want clear skin. Tried so-called super cream. I even tried half my kitchen on my face. And did any of that work? Nope. Then I found proactive.com. They have 3 different systems with clinically proven ingredients and tested by dermatologists that got my skin through it. And their skin too. They have a simple 3-step system designed for you. Subscribe today. It's free at proactive.com and get this free charcoal scrub. Subscribe today for less than $1 a day. Risk free at proactive.com.
Smell irresistible. U.S. Obviously, you start with a 55-layer burrito. 55 layers? Nah, more like a bean burrito. Huge. Nah. Be like you and build your own $5 savings box. Only online or with the Taco Bell app.
We're for those who love to discover, who know an open mind is the only kind, who don't need to travel to find something new, who know where to escape, even just for a moment, who don't need a fortune to find a gem, and who know when you spend less, you can discover even more, and never ever stop discovering. Spend less, discover more, at TJ Maxx and Marshalls.
Still to come on first take from the midway point of the first quarter. Jim was on off. They're deep, they're balanced, and they're for real.
As long as you got that special jersey, you should never be comfortable with losing. We have 4 games before break, and these 4 games are pivotal of 4 games into a playoff season.
And the Eagles are going to win their 14th in a row.
Long conflict, I think, right now. Just keep the momentum going.
Don't go anywhere. More first back. Coming up.
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Good.
Dear Mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear that most of you only disable your phones when you fly. You call it airplane mode. But maybe you don't have to get on a plane to get away, yeah? How about my brother again? You know what we call this? Corner mode. One life, right? Mahalo. Kona Brewing. Kona Home.
For clean skin, get proactive. I love my skin. I've never had a product work the way proactive has. Our acne-fighting ingredient is PANINI to help clean your skin and help prevent breakouts. Go to proactive.com now to get consistently clear skin. Subscribe today for less than $1 a day at proactive.com. And for a limited time, get this free charcoal cleansing brush. Subscribe today for less than $1 a day at proactive.com and get this limited time offer. New DQ rotisserie style chicken bites. I love you just the way you are. I never thought unbreaded chicken this good was possible. Your oven roasted 100% white meat chicken is 100% perfect to me. Finally, chicken is tender, juicy, and flavorful all by itself. Or dipped in ranch. Or on a salad. Or in a basket with fries. Thank you, DQ, for giving me just what I needed. DQ. Happy taste good.
I'm a Verizon engineer. We built our 5G nationwide so millions of people could do what they love in Verizon 5G quality. And in parts of many cities, we have ultra wideband, the fastest 5G in the world. This is 5G built right, only from Verizon.
My name is Ryan. What pet do I have? The world's broken. And our people are divided. The world is full of good people. Don't give up on them.
On March 5th,
It's up to us to restore peace. And so, bye-bye.
Maya and Alaska get free easy fingers for order on Disney Plus from US this March 5th. Smell irresistible. New ads. You know when deep snacks say shipping? They make the same thing. So shop these online. Get it free in the store or curbside pickup right here in England. Or get it delivered the very same day you order. It's NBA on ABC time. Mavs, Nets, Clippers, Bucks on ABC. It's NBA on ABC time. Mavs, Nets, Clippers, Bucks on ABC. Home of the NBA Finals.
join us mañana on first take when we'll be joined by Pelican superstar Zion Williamson, who just named his first All-Star game. Get it? Well, again, seeing two of the best dunkers in the league, and obviously so much more. We got Nick Zion on first take. All right, y'all. We saw the Lakers lose again last night. This is a beatdown in Salt Lake City by 25, but now left four straight big trips in the building. Kendrick, top of the morning, more like afternoon, depending where you live right now. Good to see you. I'm going to start with you here, Kendrick. I'm going to switch things up.
Molly,
Go ahead,
Molly,
William.
Molly,
Yeah.
before you start, all right, let me just say this. Boost the bitch. Boost the bitch. Because it tickled Stephen A.
Okay.
Yesterday because I couldn't get it out. But this ain't no damn English class anyway. We talking basketball. So sometimes I may mess up names, but I was working on it last night. Boost the bitch. I got it. All right, there we go.
Yeah. Some of those Eastern European
What
names.
do you think
Yeah,
it is
I
to say?
appreciate you putting in the effort, and making it happen. Don't worry, Stephen A. still can't say my last name. He's still working on it. We're on like year 10 right now.
Roll,
All right.
roll.
You're up. Yeah, yeah, you can say roll. That's great. Zach got it. Are you giving the Lakers a pass for last night, Kirk?
Yeah, yeah, you got to give them a pass. Look, let's not overreact to these four losses, and let's not overreact to them losing to the best team in basketball, which is the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz is putting everybody over their lap right now and giving them a spanking, especially when they go into Salt Lake City. Let us all remember. Yes, I know Anthony Davis is out, but they are missing Dennis Schroeder, who is a huge part of this team and the Lakers' success. The only guy besides LeBron James that is able to create for himself and create for others. Here's another thing: when you're the defending champ, being a former champ myself, every team is going to give you their best shot every single night. And right now, the Lakers they're not in full strength, and they got to be prepared to get everybody's best shot. And last night, going into that Utah game, I knew they were going to lose. I thought they probably would have 25 due to not having Jimmy Shooter and how great of a team the Utah Jazz, how great of a team the Utah Jazz are. But here's the thing: this right here proved me wrong because I gave Rondo Winter so much credit and that the Lakers won in the offseason, but this has been a blessing in disguise for everyone, including the Lakers, because right now we're seeing that their role players are really not like this. This is our audition for them, and it's time for them to upgrade even more. Go out there and add more shooting. Maybe to go get a guy like AJ Reddick. And they missed the Bill McGee at the White House. Much respect to Marcus Gasol, but he's not it right now. He can't guard pick and roll. He's not a live threat at the rim. So you may have to go out and try to get a star right side of Andre Drummond. I knew going into that game last night that the Lakers were going to lose because they're short-handed and Utah is a great team. So yes, I am giving them a pass.
I'm not giving them a pass. And the reason why I'm not giving them a pass is because of what I saw from them defensively. Utah is a great team. They move the basketball exceptionally well. They're exceptionally well coached. I certainly can understand why the Lakers had problems offensively, but defensively, I'm going to look at them. They got blown out last night. And oh, by the way, in 9 of their last 10 games, they've given up at least 104 points. And they've been giving up triple digits on the regular over the last 9 to 10 games or so. So I'm looking at things from that perspective, and I think it's about effort. Certainly, offensively, you're going to have your struggles, and I totally understand that. And there are adjustments that Frank Vogel has to make until Ralph Williams to give him some more help in the trade or whatever the case may be before the trade deadline expires. We can deal with all of those things. But I'm just looking at things from an effort standpoint on the defensive side of the ball. I certainly don't expect them to look so bad. I don't expect to witness wide open shots. I don't expect the interior to look like a layup line. I don't expect those kind of things. I expect more from the Lakers in that regard. And that's all I mean. It's nothing to be overly alarmed about. We understand the loss of Anthony Davis and Dennis Schroeder is significant. We get that. I definitely agree with you, Big Perk, that the link and those boys got to go out because of the audition that these guys have been going through. A lot of them aren't measuring up to snuff. All of that's true. But Frank Vogel is the head coach in the National Basketball Association because of what he preaches and what he teaches on the defensive side of the ball. And I didn't see much of that last night, and that was nice.
Of course, the Lakers get a pass for last night. Let's first say it. They're on the road against the hottest, if not best team in basketball right now. You have to say at this moment, not who thinks going to win the chip, and at this moment, who's the best team? It's Utah. They have replaced the Lakers since the AD injury as the only elite team on both ends of the floor. They're absolutely elite on both ends of the floor. And when you look at this roster, everywhere you look, there's a dude who makes a real positive contribution. Mike Conley's like an ideal point guard. Donovan Mitchell is a star and a bona fide superstar when you need him most. And even the fact that Ingles isn't starting, he's off the bench. And you have Royce O'Neal. They're like mirror images of each other, both competent on both sides of the floor. But Ingles is versatile offensively and good defensively, whereas Royce O'Neal is versatile defensively and good enough offensively. But O'Neal's defense is ridiculous, and he can really shoot the three. You look at every position, there's someone who's really making a positive contribution. Obviously, Gobert, rolling to the basket, and the defense is there. Everywhere you look, they got a guy. So that's the Jazz right now. They're firing on all cylinders. Stephen A. called out the coaching staff, trying to give them their props, not just Quinn Snyder. I totally agree. They're a well-coached team being compared to the Spurs from several years ago. The way they move the ball, play unselfishly, the whole thing. The Lakers, first did it again. I brought it up at the top of the show. AD's gone, your top head. You got two superstars. They make the role players better. One of those dudes is gone. But then also your third best player is gone. And Scooter is the only guy other than LeBron. When I say earlier, he can not only get his own shot, but he can create for others. Realize, I know Taylor Horton Tucker's trying to do his thing. He can get his own shot, but is he really the guy who's going to be creating for others? So the Lakers are right now dead in the water against the team that's setting records hitting threes every night. I know that's what to do.
Big Perk, I'll be the first to admit, man, I'm kind of spoiled in this regard. When I was a beat writer for the Philadelphia 76ers covering Allen Iverson in the street, Allen Iverson was your lone offensive force. To George Lynch, Derek Snow, the Ernest, Turner, Tumbles of the world, the people like that, they could give you buckets every now and then, but the bottom line is they were basically a defensive-minded team. You knew that there were limitations offensively. But what Larry Brown, the great Larry Brown, the Hall of Famer that is Larry Brown, taught me is that when you have effort on the defensive end of the floor, you'd be surprised what you can do. You may not always win, but you're always going to be in it. And when I see the Lakers give up 39 points in the second quarter, and I see them basically bow out that early, that's what I'm looking at here. And I'm talking about effort. I'm not looking at things systematically. I'm not looking at just talent. I'm looking at the fact that you know what the circumstances and the situation is walking into that particular encounter and what you've been looking at since you and Anthony Davis to be out over the last 10 games. And I'm watching you defensively wilt. And that's what I'm keeping my eyes on because I think a lot of that is about effort more so than anything else. And I'm not talking about LeBron James. Because he don't owe us that. He did what he got. Okay? He needs help. He's got to help.
Yeah, and look, Stephen A, that's a great point. But I'm gonna say this: last night game, it was just that the Utah Jazz, that young group, Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson, Royce O'Neal, those guys are just more athletic, who played like Kyle Kuzma, Caldwell Pope, Wesley Matthews. It's nothing that they could have done with those guys last night. And I get what you said. It was times where the Lakers had lapses on the defensive end. I kept wondering to myself, how many times are they going to keep giving up lives to Rudy Gobert and Dennis Favors at the basket? But that's just a testament to how good and how dangerous the Utah Jazz is. And look, you brought up a good point earlier in the show when I was watching. The Utah Jazz is shooting 42 threes a game, and they're hitting 40% of them. I mean, you got to honor the three because they are lighting it up. And with that, you have a dynamic guy in Donovan Mitchell who has took a tremendous leap from last year. I'm not talking about him being able to get buckets. We know he also score the basket. I'm talking about now he has taken that next step to superstar with the great KG used to always tell me. You know how you could superstars separate themselves is when they start making others around them better. And that's what he's doing right now. Jordan Clarkson is just big. Jordan Clarkson is 6-man candidate of the year. Jordan Clarkson looks better than I've ever seen so far.
He's right. He's actually
Anything is
excellent now.
possible.
Not just
That was
scoring for a
crazy.
bad
All right,
team.
let's
He's
look at double
excellent.
excited. Big Kurt, I asked the guys this earlier in the show. The Celtics have been struggling. They've lost 8 of 11. They were trailing at the half 72-49, went to lose by 15 to the Hawks. Kurt, you think Brad Stevens should be on the hot seat right now?
Hell yeah, he should be on the hot seat. And look, particular subject for me because you know how embedded I am with the Boston Celtics in the city of Boston. You know, that's my home away from home. But yeah, because I'm watching this Celtics team and they lack accountability. When you have an old guy, old veteran like Gallinari who lights you up for 38 points last night, that's not taking nothing away from him because he still can shoot the ball. But you have enough athletic wings as Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, Jimmy Ojale, Grant Williams to actually go out there and guard him, and they're not doing it. It shows me that Brad Stevens is just getting walked over. They talking about, oh, it's not Brad Stevens. That's not his particular. He's not a guy that hollers. Then what the hell are you here for if you're not going to hold guys accountable? I watched Jason Taylor last night and games before that. Oh, house and complain to the referees, take bad shot after bad shot. I watched Jalen Brown not sprint back on defense. That's lack of accountability. That is coaching not getting on their superstar players. And then to top it off, you watch the guy, and I love Tristan Thompson. I'm watching him catch the ball at the free throw line area. And he's trying to show everybody that he can go between his legs and take a guy off the dribble. That's lack of accountability, and that's saying I can do what I want as a role player, and that's disturbing. I'm watching Daniel Tice walk into 3 pointers at the beginning of shot clock. As soon as they cross half court, the ball swarms his way. Instead of him going into a free dribble handoff, he's stepping into a 3-point shot.
Question for you, Big First. Question for you, Big First. I'm going to give you my time because I want this. Question for you. If that was Doc Rivers instead of Brad Stevens, could you tell the national audience what was happening? If the stuff you pointed out was happening with Tatum and Tice and all of those, what would Doc Rivers have done?
If that was Doc Rivers, then what happened?
And don't think that you just explained guys were doing on the basketball court with no accountability. If that was Doc Rivers, your coach in Boston when y'all won the title in '08, when you went to the finals in a game 7 in 2010, what would Doc Rivers have done if stuff like that would happen?
Oh, he would have met us at half court. He would have called timeout and would have met you at half court and got on with you. I remember one time I called myself taking a free throw line jump shot. Doc subbed me out in the first 2 minutes of the game and told me, know your role. Be a star in your role and set me to the second half and put this baby in. But look, here's another thing. Guess what? If that was Doc Rivers right now coaching this team, this same team, minus Gordon Hayward that went to the Eastern Conference Finals, this Celtics team that we like wouldn't be surprised, got high hopes to maybe come out of the Eastern Conference, he would be on the hot seat. And people would be calling for his job. Hell, he might be fired by now. So don't give me all this. This is not Brad demeanor. What is he there for? What is he there for if he's not going to hold people accountable?
I would say this, Bert. I would, I would say this. There's legitimate criticism of Brad Stevens. Like start with Robert Woods. Why isn't he starting at the 5? He should be starting, and they should ride him as long as they can for his defense. They should like there are things that I disagree with Brad Stevens here and there. Everyone can do a better job, and everyone's up for evaluation, including Brad Stevens. But the bottom line is, the Celtics trying to get a pass too, like the Lakers. Kemba Walker is not Kemba Walker. Hasn't been this season. Let's be honest. And they got 3 guys to get their offense from. And right now, I'm not making excuses for guys for not hustling. But Marcus Smart is the linchpin of the defense in that way. He's also the other guy who can handle in the backcourt. So you're missing two pieces that help your team go. The Celtics don't have the margin for error that other elite teams do. They can't have no real Kemba Walker and also not Marcus Smart, and then also not get a good enough effort. I agree with you. That's more roster construction than coaching.
They got their two all-stars. They got their two rising stars and Jalen Brown and they have zero excuses for being 2 games under 500 in each and all.
Let me get in here. Max telling me you're wrong. And the reason why you're wrong is because if we're sitting here and we're talking about a team that's winning, but they may not make it back to the conference finals, that's a different argument. We're talking about a Boston Celtics team that's under 500. There is no excuse for a team with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in the sport of basketball to be under 500. That is about the coach not having the pulse of the team. Because we know that Brad Stevens knows what he's doing. We know that he knows what he's doing from an X's and O's standpoint. He's been in the conference finals 3 times in the last 4 years. He's won 56% of his games. We know that he knows what he's doing. So what is it? There does come a point in time where you have to ask yourself the question, are you the voice in the ear of the players that can get them to maximize whatever potential they have? And what KP is pointed to, what Casey Perkins is pointed to, is a coach. Nobody's questioning his acumen. Nobody's questioning his confidence. Nobody's questioning what he is, his resume. What you're looking at right now is saying, are these players tuning him out? Danny Ainge is going around the public circuit in Boston talking about, yo, we're not giving effort. We're not giving enough effort. When the executive of the team is talking about the effort of the players, without saying so, he is talking about the coach. Because that is the coach's job, to make sure that you are maxed out effort-wise. And that's not what's happening in Boston right now. And if it were anybody else, that's fair, but guys, like, they have a couple of real good scoring wing guys, right? They run too many ISOs, and as I said, certain guys could be getting more minutes. The real issue is the guy who's really supposed to organize and coordinate the offense isn't really there in Kemba. It hasn't been Kemba this year. And the heart and soul of the defense is really Marcus Smart, and he's not there either. So you can point to Brad Stevens, and I'm not saying you're not making legitimate points. But before you do, I have to look at the roster, that's Danny Ainge, and I got to look at injuries. Not if you're under 500. Not if you're under 500.
But Max, you gotta look at how the Celtics been playing. Look, 2 nights ago, they played the New Orleans Pelicans, okay? They won 24 points. And the New Orleans Pelicans came and walked it down and had the best comeback in franchise and beat the Boston Celtics. Do you know the Celtics right now in 7 straight games have given up 30-plus points to individuals? So they're coming in and saying, you know what, we can get whatever the hell we want. And Max, on my side, away from ESPN, you know what I do, right, Max? I cover the Celtics game. I do the Celtics broadcast for the local network. So I got a close eye on them. I'm watching these rotations. I'm watching these guys not fight to get up over screens, not sprint bracket transition, not boxing out, not closing out to a guy like
not feeling anything from the coach.
Letting him have a field day. That's what I'm saying. And that, to me, is a repeated cycle, and they're not in whatever the hell Brad Stevens is talking about in the film room. Really.
Are you ready for this, KP? Other than you know who's the most popular voice we hear critiquing the Boston Celtics? Cornbread Maxwell. That's what we hear. We hear from Brad Stevens. I mean, last night was the first time I've ever seen Brad Stevens look remotely demonstrative and concerned. Because guess what? He's starting to feel it now. Because enough noise is being made. But usually, if you want to hear something that's wrong with the Boston Celtics, you need to look at Cedric Maxwell, call Brett Maxwell, call a game, do a color on the game. That's who you need to look for. And now Cedric Perkins. Because you damn sure wasn't getting it from Brad Stevens. You wasn't getting it from Danny Ainge. Where you been? And again, we know that Danny Ainge is an exceptional executive. We exceptional coach. But do you have the ear and the pulse of your players? If not, guess what? You could have traded Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart to James Harden. You still wanted to do that. Boston did not. You wanted to keep the people in place because Danny Ainge believes, and I think rightfully so, he did the right thing by not letting go of Jaylen Brown because I think he's a stud. But if you believe in Jaylen Brown, and you believe in Jason Tatum, you can't find under 500 ball acceptable, man. You cannot do that.
Jaylen Brown's having his best season. I mean, like, let's look at the development of the players. I mentioned Robert Williams. They're missing both basically point guards on the team, and so they're a little under 500 in a division and a conference that's gotten much better. Can Brad Stevens be doing more? Yes, sure. As I mentioned, I pointed out a few things. But to use him as the fall guy right now, I don't think it's right. I think roster construction, if I have to pick between Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens, Danny Ainge put the roster together. Danny Ainge is relying on all the offense from three dudes, and one of them's not there right now. He's hurt.
Yeah, but Matt, I'm telling you this because they have more than enough, and they're not supposed to be 2 games under 500. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown has been their majority of the season.
All right, stop. Let's keep it rolling, guys. I said the Celtics lost 8 of 11. The Miami Heat have won 8 of 11, and that's where I want to go right now. Their 4th consecutive game after defeating the Toronto Raptors 116-108. Things looking good for Jimmy Bucket and the squad. Stephen A., what do you think of the Heat right now?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's about what we think about the Miami Heat. I think it should be about what we make of Stephen A. Smith, the ultimate motivator. I show up on national television last week. I'm saying, damn it, Miami, I'm trying to get the South Beach. What the hell is going on with y'all? Y'all sticking up the good. And what do? They win 4 straight. Jimmy Butler, my brother. Them way to go. All right, Tyler Hero in the crew. Bam Adebayo in the crew. Yeah. Excuse me, I was depressed. Hey, Matt, Bobby, who was more depressed than me? Than last year, the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals. And because of COVID, we were stuck home. I waited 25 years, KP, to have a final in South Beach and LA. South Beach and Wawa, and then it happened, but COVID holds us back. So now I'm looking for Miami to get, and I'm like, listen, Pat Rob, Eric Spoelstra, even Tim Donovan, Rob Wilson, and love y'all, Andy Ellsberg, those are my brothers. Excuse me, I'm looking for Miami to do something, and I had to speak up against them, and once I spoke up, Stephen A., the ultimate motivator, the one that was summoned to tell Tuscaloosa by Nick Summers, the one that was summoned to Clemson, all right, the one that sat up there and spoke out against the Miami Heat. I speak out, and the next thing you know, they had defeated. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All I can say, Stephen A., sometimes if you don't toot your own horn,
You need to
there's
use
no
one arm
music.
to lift the other arm. Come on, start stretching.
I'm just saying,
all I'll say is, isn't it amazing how Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic get healthy and then suddenly the Heat come? Was Eric Spoelstra on the hot seat before this? Or did they get healthy and now they're better?
Excuse me.
Which one?
Or is it two-time champion? Watch them out. Eric Spoelstra is a 2-time champion. Watch them out.
Hold on. By the way, no, Spoelstra's great, but give Brad Stevens, LeBron, and Dwayne Wade and Glenn Fox, and he would have championship too at least once.
Mike, let me say this, and I'm glad we went straight from the Celtics to the Heat, and now you sitting up here saying it's because of Goran Dragic being healthy and Jimmy Bucket, and rightfully so. No, it's about Eric Spoelstra, okay? It's about coaching, and let me tell you why. Who was starting at the beginning of the season, Max? Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero was not flourishing well at the starting point guard position. What did Coach Eric Spoelstra do? He inserted Kendrick Nunn, and ever since Kendrick Nunn been in the starting role, they have been taking off. That's coaching. That's accountability. Go ahead, Bobby. You just told us earlier.
Right.
Now, Stephen A., just like this next time. I can't see you do this again.
It was my speech. It was my speech.
You need to do a
My
little
speech.
yoga.
Stephen A., motivational speaker. Yeah.
I see you like
He's Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen Jacoby. What is it that we do?
Every day at 2 p.m. on ESPN, we get the people what they want.
We don't give the people what they want. Jalen Rose, who is joining us later on in this very program?
Scary Terry been getting buckets for the Charlotte Hornets. And you know we got to have him on the show and talk about all things NBA.
He's coming up soon, but we start with the Utah Jazz and Donovan Mitchell dunking all over the Lakers last night. Look at Donovan Mitchell do it. Woo! Jalen, this wasn't a close game. This was a blowout. What was it about this performance from the Jazz that has them atop the Western Conference?
Well, I like how he just threw the ball over to kind of get his steps together, because I told you weren't going to see him do any dunks again off the one leg. And you saw he went up high and finished out with authority. We got the Jazz. Shoot that three. That's what they do, Jacoby. Take note. They have a go-to guy, Donovan Mitchell. And I keep hearing a lot of people talk about their team and saying they don't have a superstar. You know how Donovan Mitchell is? You know how good he is? You know how well he's been playing for the Utah Jazz? They do have one. Just like the Dallas Mavs have one. And they also have Rudy Gobert, the Cypher Tower. But what makes Utah special, so very special, historically well at shooting that three ball. I mean, they made 23s in a game 10 times already. That's the third most in the history of the NBA. Come on, guys, let's fast forward. Come on, guys, let's fast forward. You don't need to get that in Davis Jacoby. Shout to Mike Clowney. Shout to Carter. Shout to O'Neal. Shout to Bogdanovich. We got the Jazz. We got the Jazz.
Jalen, as much as this is about celebration with the Jazz, you know I am a LeBron stan, right? I'm a full-on LeBron stan. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm worried about LeBron. I'm always on LeBron James. AD's out, Shooter's out. LeBron James already said that he wants to play every single night for his teammates, and he is doing 100%. He played all the game. He played all the game. He didn't play that much. He didn't play that well, and he didn't play that much because of his out. We see more AD and free throws, and April is more burden on him with the short off season. All the minutes he's playing, I'm concerned about the total distance they put him, and I want him to reserve something for the playoffs. Is that a fair concern?
The team and LeBron in the second half of the year will find ways to modify his minutes and their load management. So you as a LeBron stan, you don't have to worry. They're going to make sure he's fresh and ready to go for the playoffs. But here's what we should really be worried about. How they're going to play with AD and Shooter out. Because they done lost 4 straight. And they're giving up points in the paint. And people underestimate Anthony Davis was second in the league last year in Defensive Player of the Year. He got multiple positions. He's a rim protector. And Dennis Schroeder's really good on ball. And so without having both of those guys, and then on the other end, that have both of those guys as creators, man, just exhaust LeBron on both ends of the floor. You see he shot one of those jumpers again that almost gave the logo Jerry West a concussion. With the side of the rim. I was like, watch out, Jerry. Hold on. I was going to give him a concussion. He went out of bounds. The man is just fatigued. Nobody's more ready for all-star break than LeBron James.
Jalen, preseason you were very high on the Atlanta Hawks. However, all the additions that they had made over the summer weren't necessarily available to them. Well, now they are, and one of them is a young by the name of Danilo Gallinari. What happened last night with those Hawks?
Danilo Gallinari. Shoot threes on threes on threes. Made 10 off the bench. Another guy that did that once in the league was also a 6'10 reserve. Daniel Marshall. I was playing in that game. And for those that don't know, the All-Star festivities are in Atlanta. And you know Trae Young came out on a mission. At first he was shooting from Alpharetta. He was shooting from so deep. And then all of a sudden he started dropping down. And then Gallo got hot. And then once Gallo got hot, it had me looking at the Celtics a little deeper. I'm like, hold on. He has 2 All-Stars. And one of these teams has none. The Celtics ain't nowhere near winning the East. Ain't nowhere near winning the East. I know they're without Marcus Smart. I know they're without Marcus Smart. I told you for a few years, I think Ainge, who's terrific, overplayed his hand. Years ago, they had runs to make at AD and Kawhi. And then you make a run at Kyrie and you lose them. And how about this? Our next guest, his name is Scary Terry. What did he make that name at? Oh, in Boston. When they got Kemba Walker from Charlotte, he's third team All NBA. He's dealing with some injuries right now. He's currently not the same player. Currently not the same player. So you lose Kyrie and you lose Scary Terry, plus your bigs. You wish all of them were one player. I wish like Tom Lord and Tice and Tristan Thompson was just one player. Like just take all of their skills and make it one player. And so as I look at the landscape for the East, this Boston Celtics team is in trouble because I don't really see them making the kind of game-changing move that's going to affect winning more than the talented players that they have. Because they have a really talented team, but they have a flawed team in a lot of ways.
The Bulls, the Hornets have a better record than them. They are tied with the New York Knicks in the standings with the East right now. That is a full-on crisis for the Boston Celtics. Full-on crisis. Brad Stevens has a lot of questions to answer. And Jason Tatum, 13 points. Okay. 1 for 8 from 3. And wait, I'm reading. How many rebounds did he have, Jalen Rose? 1. How many assists did he have? 1 in 32 minutes. Jalen, if you played 32 minutes in an NBA game, you would have more than 1 rebound and 1 assist. I'm not talking about in your prime. I'm talking right now. Something needs to change for these Celtics, and I think it will happen. I'm not saying they're going to fire Brad Stevens or they're going to make a huge trade, but they really need to come together and have a look in the mirror moment and change this season around.
And also, too, Brad Stevens is not an experienced coach, a terrific coach. One of the coaches, there are a lot of people that have gone on TV the last few years and said that he probably was one of the, if not the best coach in the entire NBA. So we are going to be paying attention to how he manages the situation because they have 2 All-Stars and they got the same record as the New York Knicks. Big shout to Julius Randle for carrying the Knicks to the same record, to a 15 and 17 record.
Moving on to football, Jalen, you'll never believe this, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be elated to have the greatest quarterback of all time stay with them and extend their contract. Jalen, he's going to earn $25 million next season. I would never bet against Tom Brady. People say that Father Time is undefeated. He beat Father Time like 5 years ago. Father Time is 0-4 against Tom Brady. Do you think that the Bucs will extend his contract beyond next season? That's how Tom Brady had me looking. That's the last time I got a Tom Brady. That's how I ended up looking.
That is very nice. I'm glad we showed that because we got to get my brother Max Kellerman into one of those. Because ever since he said Tom Brady was falling off the cliff, he put in every one of his motivational videos. And since that statement was made like 4 or 5 years ago, he's had a Hall of Fame career. He went to the Super Bowl like 4 times, won it like 2 or 3 times, or like 2 or 3 Super Bowl MVPs. But I agree with you. You keep this guy around like a museum. You're trying to convince him and Giselle, don't go back to Cali when you retire. Florida's your home. We want you here. So the Bucs can start working on that right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if he could end up extending him soon. And Jalen, we cover everything here. Sometimes the proper topic is extremely important.
Hold on. No. Go. Jackson, go. Up and out, okay, go ahead, okay, go.
What did you say about the best feeling? You said it's on what?
I mean, he's always not
You need nutrition. Okay.
Jalen, this has all the things set up perfectly for you, things that you love. I know you love power couples, and I know you love breast milk. So, Jalen, don't get us fired. But what do you think about Russell Wilson putting his finger down and saying, it is time you stop breastfeeding, young lady?
So a couple of things. This is just his son getting in the way of his love life. You see, it went from talking about breast milk to what we gonna do late at night. And the bottom line is, you got a couple of pieces of your body that I'm sharing with my son, and he in the way. So we're gonna have to get him a curfew. We're gonna have to start letting him sleep in his own bed or something. Like, I done bought up the whole block. We got plenty of room. I know they got staff on staff on staff. I'm talking about they could just put breast milk in a can. They could just fill up freezers of it. That's what we're talking about.
Dude, the way that you love breast milk is just the weirdest idiosyncrasies of anyone I've ever met. We have joined us on the program. Who, Jalen Anthony Rose?
Scary Terry has been putting the league on notice. And I wonder if the Boston Celtics wish they still had him in uniform. We'll ask. Next,
Stay tuned, Nathan and Jacoby.
What's going on, John? Yes, sir. 45 8-pack for you.
Make us feel like we're worth protecting. Why didn't you tell us about this photo of literally taking us? Oh, Danny, boy, the part of
Now, here is this. You ask.
Coming to you freshly, sometimes with new Lash Blast Clean Mascara. Sometimes the volume, clean formula that's cruelty-free and vegan works for me, works for us, works for the planet. New Lash Blast, the clean mascara that works and covers it all.
New beef rotisserie style chicken breast. I never thought unbreaded chicken this good was possible. I love you just the way you are. Finally, chicken is tender, juicy, and flavorful all to itself. Thank you, BQ, for giving me just what I needed. BQ, happy taste good.
We're for those who love to discover, who know an open mind is the only kind, who don't need to travel to find something new, who know where to escape, even just for a moment, who don't need a fortune to find a gem, and who know when you spend less, you can just settle. discover even more. And never, ever stop discovering.
Deshaun Watson.
Spend less, discover more. At TJ Maxx and Marshall.
Exclusively on ESPN Plus, UFC 259, Saturday, March 6th. A step fight card featuring 3 title fights. Blachowicz versus Adesanya. You got champion versus champion. Nunes versus Anderson. This is the go. And Young versus Sterling. New subscribers get UFC 259 and a year of ESPN Plus for only $89.98. With ESPN Plus, you'll get unrivaled UFC access, including exclusive fights and original content. Find on ESPNplus.com/TVG.
Let's see. You get 12 packs or 12 cards per pack, exclusive green velocity parallels.
At UFC 14, Smith beat Mark Coleman to claim the heavyweight belt, and in the process, become the first black champion in UFC history. In 2017, Smith received the ultimate recognition for his historic MMA career, induction into the UFC Hall of Fame.
Coming to you live from Pier 17 in the South Street Seaport District of New York City, and brought to you by Chase Quarterback Jalen and Jacoby Jalen. Who do we have the honor of having on the show? Right.
This guy might as well be the Freddy Krueger of the NBA, because he's so scary. Terry Rozier out here putting in work this year for the Charlotte Hornets as they sit in playoff position. Welcome to the show, family.
Appreciate y'all having me. Of course. Now, you and your Charlotte Hornets had a huge win last night against one of the hottest teams in the NBA. What did it feel like as a team on the road after the game during that big win?
Just staying together, man. It ain't easy going to play the number 4 team in the West. There's a lot of guys that they got that special. Have 2 All-Stars, so we just told ourselves we just got to stay together, stay in it, and be the hardest playing team. And
Pack,
with the win last
wait,
night, so
pack 5. Left or right side?
Jerry, I played in the league a long time. I've been traded a couple of times. And we're not throwing no shade at your former team, the Celtics. I know you got love for those guys over there. We ain't throwing no shade at how Kimba's playing right now, so I'm going to just set your table. But also, you get paid to play professional basketball. And now you're in Charlotte, and you're replacing Kimba
Right side.
productivity, but you're also in a position to reset the market and a name for yourself. You're averaging 20 points this year.
All right side, pack number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
the situation is great for me because I can just be myself. I can just tell my teammates, my coaches that I say all the time. They allow me to be me, night in, night out. And we just having a lot of fun. We got a lot of young guys, and this team. We didn't know what they expect coming in, but
All right. We have a personal pack break for Mr. John here of the 2020 Optic Donruss Football, 12 cards per pack, exclusive green velocity parallels. All right, good luck to you, John. Let's get it. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Boom, we got to rub that with some Tiger Mojo from the Tiger King himself, Dale Earnhardt Jr. All right, let's see what we can get you.
His confidence him coming into the league and knowing that, he belongs and, he's a special player and, he's not really worried about
Ooh, nice. All righty, first card. Mike Williams. Don't you just love Optic? Love the nice cards. Here we go, Josh Allen. It's a nice Josh Allen base. Michael Thomas. Odell Beckham Jr.
One of y'all gonna get hot every night. Monk come in, get buckets, Driggers dunking on people.
TJ Watt.
To be a young upstart team in the league, to get a chance to go to a place like Phoenix.
Oh, we got your green parallel. See who you got? We got, ooh, Jordan Love. There we go. Jordan Love. Jordan Love. Exclusive green velocity parallel. Rookie. Wow, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Whoa, give me 1 second. Let me go find my.
Like I said, we just want to keep it going, and we just trying to keep it going, man. It's a lot of fun trying to do shots. A lot of fun.
So you're not the tallest player in the NBA. That doesn't mean you won't bang on somebody from time again. So I just want you to watch this highlight of you dunking on Kevin Durant. Just tell me what's going through your mind.
Man, what a first pack.
But I might have closed my eyes. I didn't know this was going to happen.
Sick card, man.
Yeah, no,
That's a hit right there.
This happened. I can talk about this forever. Posters. It's there.
So what is it like when you show up at work and the GOAT, Michael Jordan, is your boss? You have Michael Jordan's number in your phone. What kind of mentor has he been for you and or the team, and just getting a chance to get to know him?
Man, it's been great. It's been great. I remember my first time sitting down with him in Vegas. Just at lunch. He just telling me how he believes in me. When you hear that from MJ, that's just like that's different, or it's different than anybody else. And he gave me that confidence right away when I first stepped on to Charlotte. So I'm just excited. He's great for us. He's a great mentor. I'm pretty sure he keeps in touch with all of us. But me, I can have to hit him at any time. He's gonna challenge me, and I'm just glad to have him. Glad to have him as a contact and just to talk to, because he's a guy that's gonna always challenge me, and have me on edge.
Does he ever put on gym shoes and
Sick.
sit around with the team and do some shooting drills with y'all or anything like that?
Oh, he's the next man up, man. He's the next man up after Aaron Rodgers. So you ain't got to worry about playing time. They drafted him high, and this guy is the next man up for them. So
In the league to guard.
I have to say Curry, bro.
all right, let's continue.
He can score on the ball and he move a lot off the ball.
All right, got rookie Colby Parkinson,
There's a lot of guys from that can
Adam Thielen,
There's a lot of guys that ain't really. That's not really.
Tyler Boyd,
That's not really.
Miles Sanders, Kerryon Johnson,
Congratulate you on your early success and the Charlotte
Chris Godwin.
We love you to come back to Jeremy Scobie anytime.
All right, and there you have it, sir. That was your pack of optics. First pack, first hit. Wow. Jordan Love, green parallel. What a hit.
Dear mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear that most of you only disable your phones when you fly. We call it airplane mode. But maybe you don't have to get on a plane to get away, yeah? Allow my brother to go. You know what we call this? Corner mode. One life, right?
Be right back.
Corner Bruins. Corner home.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's a little cut. What?
You're so good at looking.
Yeah. That's a little bright.
No, little cut.
Sound right.
Little cut.
It's a little bright.
With everything low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
Hi. Can you tell me how to get to I-70, please? Okay, are you? Yes. Thank you. Switch to progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like the sign says.
Limited possibilities. The boldly new 2021 refund kit. My name is Ryan. What pet you are? The world's broken. And our people are divided. The world is full of good people. Don't give up on them. It's up to us to restore peace. Next up, thank you.
Coming to you freshly from home with new Lash Blast Clean Mascara. 10 times the volume, clean formula that's cruelty-free and vegan. Works for me, works for us, works for the planet. New Lash Blast, the clean mascara that works. Never go back.
New beef rotisserie style chicken breast. I never thought unbreaded chicken this good was possible. I love you just the way you are. Finally, chicken is tender, juicy, and flavorful all by itself. Thank you, DQ, for giving me just what I needed. DQ, happy taste gift.
Still your best friend, and now your co-pilot. Still an electric car, just moving electrified. Chevrolet, making life's journey just better.
Championship fight, that's a whole lot better now.
Double header on ESPN Friday night. It is the Pacers taking on the Celtics in Boston. That's at 7:30. And then in the nightcap, this is always a good matchup. Dame and the Blazers against LeBron and the Lakers. That one starts at 10 p.m. Both those on ESPN on Friday night. And of course, make sure you listen to our podcast every day. We always have exclusive content. Today we have exclusive content with our guest, Terry Rozier. Download, subscribe to our podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, Russell Westbrook has announced that he is starting the Why Not Academy in Los Angeles. You have the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy. Why is this so important to you?
Because we stand on the shoulders of giants, as you see in the picture behind me. And if you have the opportunity to influence the community in a positive way with your time, your energy, and your money, that's something that you can do and should do. And I was really proud to start
talking about how long it takes for him to choose a restaurant on DoorDash.
Oh, I didn't know I had my mute on all this time.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And then finally, what does that say? It's very blurry. Something
Every hour.
Okay. And then
Every hour.
midday naps, loads as a child, revered in adulthood. Look, to explain mitochondria as a powerhouse of the cell, I believe if you're not online as much as I am, and it's not something that I'm proud of, it's something you should feel proud of if you aren't. The mitochondria as a powerhouse of the cell is like amazing. Because it's like weirdly one piece of information we have all retained from science class that we shouldn't have. It's just like Luna, Princess Santa Maria. Why do we all know the names of cruise ships that really don't in any way
They
affect
sail
our
the
lives?
ocean blue, Katie.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what the ships were named, and yet we all know it. And so I understand he may just be human, but that also happens to be the only piece in which I see a real hint. Is that it's going to be the ground.
Why are we going first? No,
No, first energy stated mitochondria cell, CELL, CLE. Well, that's
While we're here, scary hours, great, God's plan, God's son, and Jarvis Landry is the Twitter handle. Midday nap, okay, the Cleveland Nats were the first professional baseball team in Cleveland. Connect the dots, people there!
This, can I just predict for a second? This is all going to be a thing that JJ Watt wasn't even clever enough to come up with himself. It's going to be orchestrated by Jimmy Kimmel. And then we'll find that out when he makes his choice. But in the meantime, sure, let's indulge in all of that Winona Ryder gifting that many times.
This is like he has 3 times for the first time in a while, and he's just like, hey, napping, pretty cool. He should be tweeting blatant, like veiled facts about all the cities that people are. Like he should be tweeting about how much they love buffalo wings. He should be tweeting about all these things that people can imply about, create chaos, and then be like,
For the first time enjoying free agency in earnest, and all the attention, which I say JJ Watt, like you are way too golden ratio to be stunned by like, oh my god, all these people like me, dude. Yeah, people like you, JJ Watt. Newsflash. Do you question UNC fans should be satisfied with this answer?
all right, so UNC lost to Marquette in a game that wasn't on the schedule for their recent week because of situations with, the pandemic that's still here. And then after the game, Williams gave me
What would you say to Carolina fans who are questioning whether or not it makes sense to schedule this game considering the result?
Well, if I'd known we were going to lose, God Almighty, I wouldn't schedule the game. Come on, we can't operate in damn hindsight. God Almighty. If you told me we were going to lose before, yeah, we would have played the game. You told me we were going to beat the Lakers, I expect you to win. You're not a fan. They are. I got no interest.
that is not the question that was asked. It wasn't like if you knew that would you have played. It's a great convenience because it gives you a way to walk away from having to answer it.
That was the mistake that young journalist made. That clause at the end of the question, he said considering the result, it was a question, really? It wasn't the substance or the meaning of the question. The problem is that Carolina is on the bubble. Marquette is not a tournament team. Marquette has high upside. They're a tough team to play. This is a quad-3 game for Carolina, and your two teams don't really get much if you win it, and they lost it. Now Roy Williams got that last bit of meat to rub it in that reporter's face. So he made the rookie mistake of giving him something to fight.
I just like how Roy Williams, because of his manner and how he speaks, can get away with saying anything. And I was like, oh, Roy Williams, at it again. Like, he's just so folksy. It would be like if I channel my inner Roy Williams and said to
It's going to be bad more than good time.
I'm going to be silent for the record.
tell you how much I hate you, you suck, I hate doing the show with you, you're a terrible human being, and you know what I mean?
No? I've never heard you. I don't think you would say that.
I also have no idea.
With T-Mobile for Business, your business has an easy choice.
The largest 5G network, award-winning customer satisfaction, insanely great value. Choose all three. Ready when you are. Just another day, into the world and into the
I'm driving. Sir, okay. Great matchup. T-Bucks is an ugly fender bender. If I can eat out a win, it's going to be a miracle, baby.
Well, it wouldn't be a miracle because Geico gives you a team of experts to help manage your claim.
Geico is awesome, baby. Geico.
I do it, baby. Then when I begin, I'm on my way. Pull up on you, they don't
Now, irresistible. New app.
know what it is.
I still don't know the mutual fund is, but Eli Whitney, inventor of the patent.
That's right. With T-Mobile for Business, your business has an easy choice. The largest 5G network, award-winning customer satisfaction, insanely great value. Choose all three. Ready when you are. Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Fit.
Dear mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear that most of you only disable your phones when you fly. You call it airplane mode. But maybe you don't have to get on a plane to get away, yeah? How about my brother sends you? You know what he calls it? Kona mode. One life, right? Mom. Kona Bruni. Kona home.
All in. Put on a budget. The new $1 your way menu at Burger King will help you stack that bread, spend less bacon. So try flamethrower bacon cheeseburger, chicken junior, fries, or a drink for just $1 each. So save that bacon and put it on your burger instead, because getting more beers like that BK just hits different. The new $1 your way menu now at Burger King. Your way, way better.
You've got big plans for your small business, and Constant Contact's email marketing tools make it easy to stay connected with customers, so you can do more business online without the heavy lifting. Power on with Constant Contact. Try it free today.
Now, irresistible. New app. If you want to talk, take my hand. Let's go.
11:35 p.m. Eastern, Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, yes, another late night show that we're going to ask you if you're intrigued to watch, even though the one we're referencing already happened. But you know what? Shout out Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, I'm intrigued. Kevin Burnett went on Kimmel and talking about what happened to his daughter.
Is something like that Michael remembers, or is it something that's confirmed only in the news right?
Well, I like to think that